Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about the Jam-Boree, and I am so excited because this is a new event that Palia has never done before, and it's great because it's great if you want to do it with friends, and it's also great if you want to do it solo. So let's dive in. Okay, so Pump Up the Jam, introducing the Jam-Boree. I immediately think of the song and it's going to be stuck in my head forever now. This event is going to run from October 21st through October 28th, so 1 week. And in this event, we are all collaborating in an effort to make 25 million either preserves or jams. And we'll dive into all that, but really quickly, I want to go over the rewards that we could get. I'm not gonna lie, I've received a lot of feedback, and myself included. The rewards itself are not super exciting, but what is super duper exciting is the fact that we are going to be able to vote on a new plushie. So if you scroll down on the page, and I'll have this linked in the section down below if you guys want to look at this. So it says right here, once the goal is met, all in-game rewards will be delivered through the news inbox to anyone who logs in starting Wednesday, October 29th. And if that doesn't sweeten the deal enough, there's one more treat waiting. When the community reaches the final goal, you'll be able to vote on the flavor of a jam-inspired in-game plush. And I am so excited because we have never really had a food-related plushie except for the cupcake one. So this is huge. We've been, talking about the fact that starred preserves and starred like food in general should be able to be placed. So I'm really excited because even though we can't have starred jam be placed, at least we can have an in-game plushie. So I'm very excited. That in itself right there, I think, is enough to make us do the 25 million. Also, the claw token is pretty nice, and this signpost is very nice as well. So now you're probably thinking, what do I have? How can I start this? Where do I begin? I will say right away, if you have preserves jars already on your plot, the list of craftable items that contribute to the event are going to be apple jam. So if you throw an apple in there, blueberry jam, you can throw a blueberry, bok choy kimchi, so just throw a bok choy, canned beans if you have beans, canned pumpkins, Napa cabbage kimchi, so if you have any Napa cabbage, pickled carrots, pickled corn, pickled onions, pickled potatoes, pickled spicy pepper, which I do not have any spicy peppers on me, and then pickled tomatoes. So if you already have any of this stuff, go ahead and throw all of it into preserves jar and get started immediately. If you do not have your preserves jar, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to gain your gardening skill level up. Once you get to gardening level 10, you will be able to get a preserve jar from Bedrew using your cooking metals. You'll be able to get the recipe. So go ahead and start working on that on your gardening skill. If you are already past that point, you have preserves jar. Now you're thinking, okay, how do I make this the fastest? Okay, so technically the fastest thing that's going to be in your preserves jar is going to be tomatoes. Not only can you harvest crop multiple tomatoes together, but they're also one of the fastest ones. Followed after tomatoes is going to be bok choy. So bok choy, you're also going to be able to get multiple, and you will be able to put them in your preserve jar and get them out the fastest. This is not what is the most profitable. The most profitable is going to be apples and blueberries, but don't forget that apples and blueberries take a long time to grow. They also take up more crop space, so if you're trying to get more from your crops, it's going to take up a full crop circle for apples and then 4 crop space for blueberries. So the fastest, I would start with tomatoes and carrots. If you're looking for the most profit, if you're trying to gain, if you're trying to help the community, you're trying to gain a lot of gardening skill, and you're trying to make a lot of profit, I would throw your apples and your blueberries in there. As far as your gardening, this is what I decided to do. I went full throttle on apples. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apple trees going. And then I have 1 blueberry bush. And then on the blueberry bush, I am gonna do tomatoes. So don't forget to use your seed makers. Make some tomato seeds. I'm gonna pull out my tomato seeds, and then I'm gonna plant my tomato seeds around my blueberries. So same thing over here. Now, don't forget, if you are going the fastest route with the tomatoes, because tomatoes are the fastest in the preserves jar, you are gonna have to make sure you either stock up a lot on tomatoes, or if you know you're not gonna play for like maybe a day or two and you want to stock up a lot, throw your apples in there because the apples are gonna take a long time. Another helpful tip is you can only have up to 61 preserve jars in here, and then it is gonna cap out. So once you hit that 61, make sure you're emptying them out. Another helpful tip is going to be the fact that you do not have to actually sell the preserves in order to count towards the community event. You only have to make them. So once you pull them out of here, you know, I have the 1 pickled onions. I put it in my inventory. That's it. I now have 1 contributed to the community. I don't have to sell it. I can technically give it to my ranch animals. I can do whatever I want with it. But once you are crafting it, that is all you need. So don't forget that Badru has a farming guild that is going to be very helpful in doing all of this. So if we go talk to Badru, and you can just go and... So if you go into Badru's store and you scroll down, he has something that is going to be very helpful during all of this. I know that the well in the gardener's grow house is beautiful, but if you have a lot of leftover gardening metals, I highly suggest buying the Speedy Grow fertilizer. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy about 500 worth. You know, I'm going to go ahead and do 600. So I'm going to buy about 600 worth. These are going to make your crops grow faster. So fertilizer that adds 1 bonus day of growth per 2 regular days of growth. So this is going to be really helpful in trying to get you more crops faster to add to the preserves. I would not buy Harvest Boost fertilizer because that's really easy to get in glowworm farms. Speedy Grow you can no longer get in the glowworm farms. If you don't already have the blueberry bush and the apple tree, I highly suggest doing those. So once you have your Speedy Grow, anything that you want to grow really fast, just come over back to your plot, set it down. Not only will you get your weeklies from doing that, but also too, your crops are going to grow so much faster. So once I have everything fertilized and watered, I'm going to make sure that all of my preserves, I'm actually just going to go ahead and add everything that I can to all of my preserves because I'm going to start growing everything anyway. So we're going to add everything that I have to every preserves jar. Make sure you got a bunch of them. Don't forget, if you don't already have all of your crafting license, I know they can be a little bit expensive, but I would go ahead for this event and try to get as many as you can. So just for myself right here, I've got 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. I think that's all the ones I have. So I have 240 preserve stars going just like that. Day 1. I'm going to make so much money from this. I'm super excited. I hope that we are able to get to 25 million so we can vote on this beautiful plushie. Let me know down in the comments which plushie you want. Let me know of any tips or tricks you have that I did not go over in this video that would help us this week. Thank you guys for watching as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel.